Hopefully you guys are getting a notification if you want to watch this live. I think you can actually set that now. I upgraded my phone and now I get little notifications that someone comes on live. So hopefully if you want to watch live, you're getting those notifications. And if you're watching in the replay, hello. I'm glad you guys are being able to go back and have access to these videos. So I am Maria Rybka. For those of you that are seeing this for the first time, I am doing a series on stress busting the stress out of our lives. So good morning to those that are on live and hello to the replay listeners. I got smart where I am doing a little better with technology. So I got my screen where I could see the comments. See, yesterday there was a comment that came through while I was on live and it didn't come across my phone. So I'm going to be going back and forth over here on my big screen to see if I can actually see comments as well. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure. Let me see. Is anybody on so far today live? If you can press hello in the comments or where you're watching from, I would appreciate seeing that. All right, so let's get started on today's topic. Hopefully you're busting through the stress and you are learning a little bit more about the added areas of life that just cause us stress and what it does to your body. If you have gained any benefit from what I've been talking about, I'd love to hear a yes or a one in the comments just to know that what you're gaining is useful. What you're listening to is useful. That would be great. Yesterday we talked about life not always being balanced. And I learned that and had that big aha moment from Amy Porterfield when she said, you know what? You don't have to be balanced in every area of life. And I didn't realize that, and I kept trying to be, or at least I would be working on one area and then the other would kind of linger and make me feel like it wasn't working out and that I wasn't doing well enough. And someone used the word inadequate yesterday. You feel inadequate when you're not perfect in all those areas. So when I had that aha moment from Amy Porterfield, it really helped a lot. And I just love her because she's an incredibly successful woman. And she keeps it real with what is realistic to accomplish. I have taken her advice and applied it to my own world. And now I give myself permission not to be balanced in every area of life, every moment of the day or every day of the week. I kind of give permission to relax in certain areas, and I hope you guys have gotten a little bit of that aha moment as well. There will be different seasons in life, and when you are in one area, in one season, one area may be more important, and it's okay to handle that area and get through it and then work on the other areas. You don't want to wait too long to address the other areas because they'll get out of whack. You do want to address them. You do not want to go 4 years without looking at your health. You know, that's not going to serve you well for the long term, but it will get you through those seasons. And I actually created a bust through sheet. It's under the file section of our Facebook page that can help you see where you want to focus, what areas of life maybe you want to prioritize at this point, and then how you can work through that to actually have some steps and what obstacles might be getting in your way, and try to just kind of look through that and plan through. So if you haven't printed that, print it. Identify the 3 areas that you want to focus on in the next week or the next 4 weeks. Focus on those areas and give permission for the other areas to just go with the flow. Now, I'm not saying, you know, if you don't choose your health, you just eat crap every moment of the day because you're not prioritizing that as your area of life to work on. I'm just saying that you don't overwhelm yourself, that you're not perfect in that area if that's not your area of focus for these few weeks or whatever time frame that you use. Work through the sheet so you can address what you think is most important and really take some steps to improve in that area. And if you do that on if you do that regularly, you won't wake up 4 years from now with one area of life not addressed. you will actually have a good balance of what should be happening in each area. Today and tomorrow, I wanted to dive in a little more to each area of life. What does it mean to be balanced? And what it means mainly to me, because I'm sharing with you my experiences and what it means to me to be balanced. It may be different than what it means to you to be balanced, but you want to take what I say with either a grain of salt or use it as kind of a starting point to what you could do in your life to become balanced a little bit more in that area. Maybe you are really not balanced, or maybe you're more balanced than I am. I don't know. I'm just sharing what I have experienced and hope it helps you. I am a successful person. I have a long time marriage, happy marriage, and I have awesome kids. So I think that carries some weight to sharing with you what balance means in those areas for me, so that maybe it can help you. So let me just refresh, see if there's any comments coming through. All right, wonderful. Okay, so the first area that I wanted to talk about today was spirituality. Okay, and what that means to me, I'm keeping it real, keeping it open. Again, it may not be your balance. It may be not the balance that you think you've heard from the world, but it's a starting point, and I want you to take it with whatever it comes with, which is just, here it is, guys. All the areas of life include spirituality, health, finances, the mind, family, work. Those are on this sheet, the bust through sheet, so you can work through all of them. But spirituality is no surprise to those that know me that I am a believer. I am a believer in God. I am a believer in Jesus. I turn to them. I feel like the belief that I have in them, with all the hope that they give me, is what guides me into being successful and happy and healthy. I use their guidance to get me through consistently. But you know, honestly, I'm not a regular churchgoer. I'm not faithful. I can tell you that we've gone consistently, and then we stop. I struggle sometimes with the fact that I think I've been told that it's the right thing to do, and that I don't encourage my family. And honestly, they don't want to go. You know, to be truthful with you, my family's not really like, they're okay. They want to stay home, but there's always been this little bit of nagging inside of me, and that's what we talk about when we perceive that something is out of whack. And so when you think that you're supposed to do something and you're not doing it, there's that perceived pressure, and something feels out of whack, it brings on that stress response. Well, when I do go to church, I do love the worship. I always learn something from the sermon. I mean, I may not get, you know, totally off my seat with it, but I get something out of it. I always love seeing the people that I meet. So there's a lot of great benefits, but to say that I go to church regularly is a lie. I don't do it regularly. I go once in a while when I'm kind of feeling I need a little bit more. They say you aren't supposed to go to church to feel good, you know, that you are supposed to go to be in a body of believers, that the communion of that is powerful. And I do believe that. I have felt that before, but I guess it's not enough to keep me going every Sunday. So is that balanced or not? You know, that's where I said you have to take what I'm saying to you as my balance and decide what your balance is. It's not, going to church every Sunday for me is not something I need. I talk to him every day, and that's all I need right now. I believe that area for me is balance. It may be an area that I don't prioritize as much, and maybe if I did, it would be different. Or maybe it's just, it is prioritized, and it is balanced for me. We still try to serve others and we're good people. We pray, we believe, we listen to music that inspires us. To me right now, I don't feel led by the Holy Spirit to spend every Sunday in that situation at church in a body of believers. So, okay, is that balanced? I'm again telling you from my experience what I think is balanced in that area. And to me, because I feel connected to Him, I feel it's balanced, and He gives me really good guidance. And through my words and actions, I try to show gratitude, and I think that's all that's really important. And when you can try to feel balanced by making sure you understand what you need out of a situation and what is needed from you in that area of spirituality, you will feel more balanced and less stressed. When I accepted that my balance was different than what other people's balance was, as far as going to church every Sunday in that area, that stress was lessened a little bit. Ask yourself, how do you feel most connected to God and His Word? That is balance and spirituality. Whatever you need to feel connected to His Word and what He's telling you for your life, that is, to me, spirituality. And remember, I started this episode with telling you I was just going to, today and tomorrow, we're going to go over those areas of life. And I'm going to tell you from a successful, happily married, pretty decent mom that this is my level of balance in these areas. Take it or leave it. I'm not telling you that's what balance is, not going to church on Sunday. I'm telling you that lifting that perceived pressure that I had to go to church every Sunday in that area allowed me to have less stress. That I've accepted that it's okay. That the real balance in life is being connected to His Word and to be connected to Him each day. That to me is balance in the area of spirituality. And whether that's reading your Bible, or whether it's going to church and being in the body of believers, or listening to music as you drive down the road, it's whatever helps you be most connected to Him. That's balance and spirituality. That was tough. I don't know why. It seemed like a lot. The next area of life that I want to talk to you today about is health. And that is big for me, obviously, because I was given a scare about 8 years ago that I had an autoimmune disease called scleroderma, and that autoimmune disease was going to shorten my life if it affected my internal organs. And it did. I did all the baseline data to see if it was going to the internal organs or if it had affected. And they did find lung fibrosis. And with the diagnosis of lung fibrosis, you have about 4 to 6 years. So for me, that area of life was completely not addressed for all of that time. So this is what we're talking about. When we talk about finding balance in the areas of life, yes, there are seasons of life where you should be more attentive to one area over the other, and it's okay not to be attentive to the others. But you can't go 40 years without addressing it. And that's where I was. I had gone 40 years without addressing health. I was a busy worker and student and mom and wife, and I didn't know any better. I thought really going through McDonald's and getting a Happy Meal was being healthier than buying the Big Mac. So I was out of whack for 40 years, and that disease was brewing inside of me and finally came out. And that diagnosis, when it happened 8 years ago, woke us up. We were totally woke up by that. And we realized that there were things in that area of life that needed to be addressed. And that if they didn't change, I would probably not be here right now. So yes, now in retrospect, I think of it as a big blessing. You know, we were given a blessing by that diagnosis because it forced us to look at that area of life. And if we if we didn't have that, we would still be kind of probably me dead, burning on all kinds of medications, and a mess. Now, what does balance look like for us today? I want to say that when I was first diagnosed, I went completely gluten-free, vegan, perfect for 2 years. No alcohol. I was really scared. But then nothing progressed. And then I indulged a little bit more and a little bit more. And now it's been a total of 8 years. And what we find as balance in the area of health, and it can be your balance or maybe it's not, whatever it is. I'm just telling you from a pretty decent, healthy person at this point in life, what that means. So I am mostly plants. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I indulge a little bit in dairy and gluten. I don't do very much dairy, but once in a while we have that, dinner out where there's that, dinner that has a dairy in it, or gluten that just is on the bun, on the veggie burger, or maybe, on the pizza. So there are some times when that happens. I love having cold beer with Bernie. It's just emotional. We have coffee in the morning with our silk creamer, our soy creamer. Not a health food, but not as bad as having half and half. And those are some things that we just find as balance. So mostly fruits and vegetables with a little bit of indulgence and a little bit of pleasure. Exercise, still not totally consistent with it, but I'm getting better. And this is about getting better. And that's one area of life that I'm actually thinking is going to be one of those focus areas in the next couple weeks, because some other areas are really flowing right now. And that's when we talk about not always being perfect in every area. Figure out one area where you are in this part of life and focus on changing certain things there. Not avoiding for 40 years an area of life, but definitely focusing on one. And I think that I'm going to get to that point where I hike up that area in health, where we actually exercise more consistently. And wouldn't that be nice? We did in January, we did kind of hike up our health level. We prioritized doing a green juice every day. And we actually did a 5-day water fast, which was kind of exciting. And if you've ever been interested or want to know more about that, let me know. But we did a water fast, no food, no nothing for 5 days. So that was last month. Today, I'm looking forward to maybe having a beer with Bernie on the beach at lunch. Who knows? That's what I find is balance, is that we implement certain things. We keep a basic guideline of mostly plants, little dairy, little gluten. Eat your, fruits and veggies, have your smoothie to start the day. So, there are some basic things that keep us going. And then we focus and prioritize on that area at other times when we think it's important to boost it up a little bit. I hope that makes some sense. When you do eat better, that stress response in your body is going to be less. And obviously, to bust through the stress, we have to have less stress responses. So I'd love to know, if anyone's listening live, what area of life, if you had to choose one area to focus on tomorrow, like you just had, I'm telling you tomorrow to pick one area. What do you think in your life is most important to focus on right now? I'd love to see that. Let me see if there's anybody able to post in the comments. Episode, oh, that's interesting. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any comments. If there's any questions or comments after or during watching the replay, just put them in the comment section. I always try to get back at some point in the day to answer any questions. And again, go to the file section of the Facebook page and print out that sheet about the prioritizing and the areas of life. And see which area this week is important for you to address. And there's some questions on that sheet that kind of guide you through it to help you understand certain things that maybe this week might be an obstacle in that area, or what you might need to implement to make that area work better, and see where you are. You know, pick 3, it says on the sheet, but if you have to, pick 1. But just focus on one area at a time and give yourself permission to let the others ride, so to speak. We're going to talk about the other remaining areas tomorrow and maybe a little bit next week, depending on how long they go. But I appreciate you guys being here. I truly hope that some of the information I'm sharing with you just blesses you, gives you something to hold on to when you're in that stressful situation. And if you haven't watched all the episodes, I really think the first episode and second episode, where you really understand what's happening in the body when you are stressed out, gives you a lot of strength to stay on this journey and stay faithful to it. Because we deserve a happy life that is stressless. It won't be stress-free, but it will be stressless. So, hope you guys have a good day.